We're going to check out the Horizon holiday celebrations going on in Mexico, and to do that, Chris, we're going to need the help of a very special car. Do you have something shiny and new in mind for us?
You do.
Yeah. What is it?
It's not so much on the shiny side, actually. It's kind of a satin finish, but
I disagree. It looks shiny to me.
It's kind of shiny.
It's a bit muddy at the moment, but you know, situation and all that.
It has a beautiful paint job on it. So we've got. This is the Cupra Urban Rebel concept, and that last word is really key here. So the Urban Rebel's a car coming out in, I believe, 2025. It's a 100% electric Cupra, and the livery on it as well, with all the little particles when you drive it, is to give it like the feeling of movement even when it's not driving. I think it does work really well. So the particles are bigger on the front and smaller on the back to give it that kind of like motion blurred look. And then it is a race car at heart as well. So it's a so you can see the big wing on it. It's got slicks. Like, it is a proper race car. It's fully EV.
The brake lights as well are very interesting when you spot them. There they are.
That's the thing that I love about concept cars. It's like the designers can just go all in on all the things that would never make it into a production vehicle.
We've seen a lot of player feedback that the photo challenges are on the easier side, so we've kind of
love that people are just saying challenge me, make it harder.
So Environment Art actually had a really cool idea to hide some of the snowmen. So each week the photo challenges require you to take a picture of a hidden snowman at a different player house.
Yes, and spoiler alert.
Yeah,
spoiler alert.
Here
is one, but
the summer one.
Hopefully that meets the standards of being a little bit more difficult.
So what is Horizon Plus?
What it is Horizon 5 has a beautiful feature called Data Out. What that allows me to do is essentially take values exported by the game, so like how much throttle you're using, temperature of your tires, G-forces, suspension compression, and through a third-party application called SimHub, I'm able to turn that into useful visuals that racers can then use to improve their play. If I'm racing, I'll be able to see like my last lap, my delta, so if I'm faster compared to my best lap or slower in certain sections. And really it's just presenting all the information that the engine provides, because it's a complex engine. Like the technical groundwork of Forza Horizon 5 is so complex and detailed, and it's really just about bringing that to the forefront.
Hello and welcome to the January edition of Forza Monthly. I'm your host Leviathan, and it's lovely to see you all here again on the Forza channel. It's barely 2023, but we already have lots to talk about today. So let's take a look at the schedule. First up, Forza Motorsport made a big splash at Developer Direct yesterday, and creative director Chris Sasaki is here to break down everything that was said. Then Playground Games will join us to talk about the Japanese automotive content update, including a look under the hood of a much anticipated new to Forza car, the Nissan Z. After that, community group 1 Hour of Racing graces us with a visit and an exciting first look at the upcoming 1 Hour of Racing Season 3 race series. Stick around, you won't want to miss that. And then we'll get an update from Ali Tak and some friends on the official forum competitions before we have a look around the Forza community and what else is going on this month. But wait, there's more. Stick around after the show because Playground Games and I have a lot more Japanese automotive content to cover on Let's Go, which starts right after Forza Monthly. Before we go any further though, we want to take a moment to address the passing of a motorsports icon. The loss of Ken Block is felt deeply by the Forza team, and we know the Forza community includes many of his fans. We're putting together a tribute video in his honor on behalf of Forza and the community to share on the next Forza Monthly. If you'd like to share Ken Block or Hoonigan-related in-game photos, clips or videos you've made to be included in the video, we'd love for you to post them on social channels with the hashtag ForzaKB. And now, it's time for our first guest. It's been less than 24 hours since Developer Direct, where we saw Forza Motorsport in action, showcasing the latest gameplay and an intimate look at how Turn 10 is building its cars, tracks and audio experiences for the next generation. I'm joined now by Chris Sasaki, creative director of Forza Motorsport, to discuss everything that was shown at the event. Chris, welcome back to Forza Monthly. A pleasure to have you here again on the show. And what a day it's been for the Turn 10 team.
Thanks, Leah. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And I know I am, as well as the team, we're blown away by everyone's response to Forza Motorsport. We're so incredibly proud of all the work that we've been doing. And it's just great to finally be able to share this video that demonstrates all the ambition and passion and effort that's been going into the game. So you saw vehicle art director Gabe Garcia talk about the incredible work we're doing with our cars. Project audio director Chase Combs walked you through the audio and how we're making it the best sounding game yet. And finally, our director of motorsport content, Arthur Scheck, showed you some of our beautiful environments and how they're being brought to life with real-time ray tracing on track. I have to say it's always an honor to be able to represent the team's work, and it's great to finally have some of the team members speak to their areas and really kind of talk to some of the details here. So that was a treat. I'm really happy for that.
Absolutely. It's always awesome to see the passion of the entire team working on the game and see you all collaborating together in the studio itself. It's like a behind-the-scenes tour of Turn 10. Talking of the team, can we talk about the team's approach to the car experience in Forza Motorsport?
Sure thing. Let's talk cars. As Gabe said in the video, we're going to have over 500 cars at launch, and over 100 of them are new to motorsport. And that's just a ton of new cars in the game.
Absolutely.
On top of that, every car has been reworked to pair with our new tech and our rendering engine. So things like the new shaders and the materials optimized for ray tracing, and a completely new sourcing method that Gabe talked about that allows us to replicate paints into an incredible detail that we haven't had before. And on top of that, some new damage modeling. You can see here, so it's these high and low pressure points on the car body. It looks so realistic, and ultimately we end up with some of the most incredible looking cars. We also know that the community really wants to see more race cars, especially newer spec models. We've heard that feedback loud and clear. So this time around, we're going to be launching Forza Motorsport with more modern race cars than we've ever had in a motorsport game before.
Amazing. More new race cars than ever before. And I just know the community right now is trying to spot as many new cars as they can, frame by frame analysis, pausing, enhancing. So why don't we give them a hand? Maybe point some out that we might have seen here.
Let's do that. So you saw a glimpse of some of these new to Forza cars in our video. So guess what? We brought along some fresh footage that shows a closer look at some of these race cars. So let's start with the Cadillac, the 2021 Cadillac Wheeling Racing DPI. You know, this is just an awesome endurance race car. And it actually won the 2021 IMSA WeatherTech Championship. It won a ton of the races. And this is just a special race car. So it's great to have this. I think this is the last of the DPIs before we're changing over to the GTP and the LMDH and all that. But this is kind of the end of the DPI era and the winner of that era. And this is just such a great race car to have. And yeah, endurance racing. It's going to be awesome. And next up, we have the 2019 Ginetta Le Mans prototype. So we have a look here. Yeah, it raced in the 24-hour Le Mans, built for LMP1. And I think we have this one in the number 6 livery. And so this is a cool one because Ginetta is a new to Forza brand. It's never been in Forza before. I think that's really cool. I'm really excited about having them in our roster. You know, how often do we get to welcome a new brand to the Forza family? So this one is pretty cool. Let's see. And lastly, I think we have the 2021 Porsche Mission R. This one's a super cool one too. Just look at this thing. It's beautiful. It's pioneering the incredibly exciting future of electrified GT4. And you know, its performance numbers are outstanding. It's 1,000 horsepower plus, top speed 186 miles an hour. It's an incredible car. But on top of that, it's just beautiful. It's just a stunning car design. The art team often has this one up, kind of just driving around the tracks over and over and over again as they're reviewing their art, just because it just looks so cool. So in any case, 3 new race cars, all new to Forza. Hopefully it gives you all a little window into our new race cars, our cars all up, and how we're bringing you a more motorsport-focused car list this time around. And obviously, with 100 new to motorsport cars, we're going to have a lot more to share on this in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you for showing us that exclusive footage and walking us through the cars. I love the look of that Ginetta. It looks gorgeous. And luckily for our community, the team has also been building some incredible circuits to race these cars on. So what can you tell us about these tracks?
Yeah, what would cars be without these circuits? You know, this, as Arthur had mentioned in the video, we're beginning shipping Forza Motorsport with 20 environments, including 5 all new to motorsport locations. You've already seen some of them, Hakone and Kailami. You know, we've shown some of the Forza fan favorites like Maple Valley. We talked a little bit about Laguna Seca. You know, we spent a lot of time thinking about the racing and the gameplay we wanted in this new motorsport. And each track has been either chosen or designed for different types of great racing action. So Hakone, for example, it's our new GP circuit in Japan. It has been designed from the ground up for great high-speed racing action without a lot of real technical bits. So you get a lot of great drafting and passing opportunities here, and some really nice trail braking and some mid-corner throttle management stuff. I just really enjoy the flowiness of the track all up there. So, you know, and it's got multiple layouts, so it's just as sweet for our touring cars as it is for our GTs and beyond. So just really awesome stuff here. Kailami, on the other hand, it's got it all. You know, it's got a high-speed front stretch, high-speed sweepers. Okay, taking a look here. This is awesome. A few technical challenges, big elevation changes, hairpins, incredible views. What more could you want from a track, right? So when we looked at this, we wanted a track that supported really fun challenges, interesting passing opportunities, while having a really good amount of elbow room for that tight racing. You can see here. That's awesome. So it's my new favorite track. So sorry, Laguna Seca, you're taking the backseat on this one. I've just enjoyed this one so much in multiplayer and our career. Just super excited about bringing this one to everyone. And lastly, you know, I just want to make a note about our physics improvements as we're talking about Kailami. But I think Kailami is such a great proof point for all of the tire model and suspension improvements we've made. Like the curbs, I know I talk about curbs a lot, but they're just so approachable here. And they unsettle the car in just the right way, super authentic. And, you know, they don't send you into the shadow realm. I think that's a really big deal. So, you know, you pair all of this laser scanning to get the this incredible sub-millimeter detail on all the track surfaces and the curbs, and you pair that with all of this physics improvements we've made, and man, they come together to just make a great drive.
Yeah, they come together to make a top place steal-in track in Chris's heart. I mean, sounds like Kyalami has everything you could ever want for a racetrack, so I can see why it's taken that top spot for now. But you did mention Laguna Seca, so that is another favourite of yours, of course. And it will also be Forza Motorsport, so...
Yeah, it's Corkscrew. It's just a fantastic track. In a personal note, I grew up in California, and things like the Monterey Historics were always just one of the coolest events around. Has a pretty special place in my heart there. And you know, this time around, let's see, you know, we did all of our real world tracks. We went out and we recaptured them, and it's just such a high level of fidelity here. This is such a great proof point. I actually had the pleasure of going to this event where we captured the track. It's the first time I was able to do that. It was really, really cool. And it was such a treat to actually be able to walk, not just drive around, did that too, but to walk around the course and walk down the corkscrew and touch the track surfaces and see that up close. It was such a treat. It really gives you a better idea of just how much detail is in even just the track surface. It was really, really cool. In any case, you've all seen how amazing the track and the corkscrew looks in all this footage, and how faithfully we are finally bringing Laguna to you. But I wanted to talk a little bit about something that may be even cooler. So the track team, you know, when I was there, the track team walked me around one of the parking lots that you can walk around today, stopped me in the middle of it and just kind of pointed around, and we walked around and said, hey, look, you know, this is actually where the track used to be. Like, the track used to drive through this area.
Wow.
And this was before they added the Andretti hairpin that we all know and love, and it makes the track kind of look like a monster with a mouth open, you know. That whole mouth open part, it just didn't exist back in the 60s. And you can't race it anymore in real life, right? It just doesn't exist. But you can in our game. So we've added this historic layout, and it's pretty cool. It's like rediscovering your favorite track again. So Forza has always been awesome for those what-if scenarios, and just imagine what you can do with like early race cars and the historic layout, and you know, you can relive the Monterey Historics in our game. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. You are able to honour the legacy and the history of all of these tracks in the game itself, which is incredible. And Forza Motorsport itself is a long-running franchise with so much legacy, and that means that each game there is plenty of innovation. So, speaking of innovation, what can you tell us about building this all-new Forza Motorsport from the ground up?
From the ground up. Yeah, the team has been saying I need to have a T-shirt of that.
Absolutely.
From the start, we had clear goals around what we wanted this game to be, what this new player experience was going to be like. And it led us down so many different paths of having to completely rebuild the game in different areas. And a great example, our Forza Tech engine has just made some incredible leaps into how the game supports things like ray tracing at 4K 60, tons of optimization changes, advancements to really make that happen. And that's not it. Like we have some other cutting edge features like ray tracing global illumination, RTGI. You saw some of that in the video. It's incredible, and all of this new environment work, it just shows up as stunning visuals. But then you add the new dynamics like time of day that we're supporting, fully dynamic time of day, weather, track temperatures, pressure being modeled, rubbering in on the track surfaces, drying lines. These are all like really core gameplay experiences that are also visual experiences. So you put that all together, and you just have just this incredible tool set to experience the tracks like never before, and have just unending different tracked experiences, right? So you can even do things like, hey, you want to experience a 24-hour endurance race, a 24-hour day-night cycle in 24 minutes? Sure thing. Do your short endurance race. We can do that now. We support all of that. And of course, physics. So you've heard me talk about this before. Tire model. It's the core gameplay. It's the rubber meets the road. Completely rebuilt. We used to have that single point of contact at 60 hertz. Now we have 8 points of contact per tire at 360. just a huge leap in our tire model fidelity. You can feel it. It's the core of the gameplay experience now. It's awesome. On top of that, the different racing tire compounds, you've probably seen soft, medium, and hard and things like F1. We support all of that now. Completely rebuilt suspension modeling, weight modeling now that includes the fuel and also supports ballast adjustments that we hadn't had before. This is awesome. Completely redone braking. So pretty much everything that affects our vehicle dynamics have been completely rebuilt. Awesome. So, we've made some of these big breakthroughs here, and the team isn't done. That's, I think, what's incredible. There's so much to do. We've always had great physics and that great Forza feel. But now there's just a ton more depth to the driving, while also making it much easier for our newer drivers to have fun, be successful, and find and push past their limits. So I think Gabe in the video talks about it as like, it's just more rewarding to drive. And I agree. It just, driving in the game makes me smile. That's awesome. And lastly, I wanted to touch on something that you saw in the video, but we haven't really specifically talked to it. Massive improvements, completely rebuilt AI. It is as fast as our fastest drivers now without any boosts or cheats or hacks. And you're going to hear a lot more details about that later.
Very interesting. I feel like we need to get you a button that when you press it, it's just you saying from the ground up. Just save you some time every time. But it sounds like you are just focusing on rebuilding what has the biggest gameplay impact, which is awesome. Well, we are running out of time. So before we wrap up, Chris, do you have any final thoughts you want to share with us?
Absolutely. I'm so grateful to all of our players and the incredible community that we have that supported us since the beginning. Hang in there. We're taking the time to get this right for you. I know you're eager for more details, but in the coming months, we'll be sharing more details on our career, our multiplayer, our car and track lists, and much more. It's starting now, and I can't wait to show you more.
Absolutely, and I know the community cannot wait to see and hear all about it either. Thank you so much, Chris. A pleasure, as always, to have you, and I can't wait to have you back on more Forza Monthlies in the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Leah. Can't wait till next time.
And as Chris said, we're only just getting started and there is so much more to come, so please do stay tuned for the latest reveals and information around Forza Motorsport right here on future Forza Monthlies. Coming up next, I'm joined in the studio by Playground Games for a preview of the upcoming Japanese automotive update for Forza Horizon 5. But first, our official photo competition winners from the last month. Enjoy. Welcome back to Playground Games. We've got Kelly and Chris back here with us today. Good to see you both. Hello. How you doing?
I'm really
Thanks.
good.
Yeah.
You're good. Nice day. Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. Yeah,
busy,
we've stolen
busy.
you away from all your meetings today just to come and sit on the couch and talk to us about the updates. And I mean, it's nice to be in person with you here as well. I don't get to do it very often, and we're quite a ways out now from Christmas. But I mean, how was your holidays?
It was good. Yourself?
Yeah. Enjoyable, yeah. How about yourself?
Played lots of games, so always great time to have.
Exactly. The best part about Christmas is you just get to cabbage for like hours and hours and hours and not care.
Don't leave the sofa.
No, exactly. No guilt. Absolutely guilt-free. Well, we've got the brand new theme for this series update is Japanese automotives, and I know, Kelly, you in particular are very excited about this one. So do you want to talk us through a little bit?
Yes, so as the name suggests, we've got lots of Japanese cars as rewards, as restrictions, so go out there and have some fun in the Japanese cars.
Okay, all right. And Chris, have you got any hints on maybe any of the cars we might see in the update?
Yeah, so anyone that keeps track of our socials might have seen we're bringing a rather hot Nissan to the game this series. We've also got some great other cars. We've got a K car in there and a couple of returning community favourites as well that are Japanese.
Okay, all right. Hot eyebrow wiggle. Well, we're going to get to all of that on Let's Go later on, but right now I want to talk about something we haven't actually seen in a little while, and that is the new Showcase remix. So, Chris has already got controller in hand, and we're jumping straight into having a look at this. So this is the Showcase remix, which means it was a showcase that already existed, and we kind of changed things up a little bit here. So you may have seen this before, but there are some new things to point out, perhaps. So, Kelly, what changes have been made from the original for the remix?
Yes, so for our Showcase remixes, we switch up the time of day. So here it's a little bit darker, so you can see kind of the sparks and lights on the train. We also changed the music, and most importantly, we changed the car for a whole new kind of feel and balance of the race itself.
Okay. It is very moody, all the fog and the atmosphere and the trees and everything. It's giving me like Alan Wake vibes or something like actually spooky. We're going to pretend there's no rewinding happening here.
I was going to say, you're not going to make that, that's not going to.
So yeah, a few different changes there if you've played through the Showcase before to keep an eye out for. Makes things a little bit fresh. But Chris, I spy a Rocket Bunny body kit there. So what car are we actually driving here?
Yeah, so it's obviously Japanese automotive, and it had to be one of the icons of Japanese automotive cars. Automotive cars?
Japanese car culture.
Yeah, let's pretend I said that. So we've got a Nissan S15 Silvia, which is one of the true hero cars of 90s JDM. But yep, we've got a Rocket Bunny kit on it as well. And for the eagle-eyed, not really eagle-eyed, for the people with a good ear can probably hear we've got a 6-cylinder turbo in it, rather than the standard 4-cylinder SR20. Which is also a really iconic swap to do to these and sounds incredible. We can't hear it in the studio though because we don't have any sound.
But for the uninitiated, what does the Rocket Bunny kit do? What does it actually provide? Oh, there we go, look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That lighting. Rocket Bunny kit, I'm just going completely off the track. So Rocket Bunny kit widens the car out loads, so it gets a wide body kit, and just generally makes it look incredible. I love the kit on this car. I'm going to try and pan around it without crashing.
Impressive, mid-race.
Easier said than done, there we go.
Yeah, so Simon worked with the art team to pick the time of day, done a really good job of putting this all together, and see if Chris can make it.
Oh, I think that was a win, that was close.
A win.
Hey! And can we just appreciate that it's called a Twist of Freight? Like that's
Great
what a beautiful name. Absolutely. Oh,
always aim for good
We love a pun. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Nissans, Chris, because there is actually a much requested new to Forza reward car in this update. The Nissan Z. Everyone's been
Yes, so huge community request this one, and we're really happy to be able to bring it in.
I think it was one of the in the top 10 of the.
Yeah, definitely top. Might be in top 5. It might be in top 5.
Okay, yeah, but it's got over 460 votes for this car in particular, which is
that's very high.
Significant, yeah. And it was teased actually, wasn't it, on Torben and Tuesday's?
It was, yeah.
So if you've got a keen eye, if you've been keeping an eye on them, then you will hopefully have been clued into what was coming. So let's take a look at the car itself then. Have a little drive around. All right. So let's talk about the Nissan Z then. Yeah, I'm sure you've got facts.
I do have facts on this one.
I knew it.
So Z comes from a long lineage of cars, also known as the Fair Ladies. So previously we had the 370, the 350, as I rammed straight into some civilian traffic.
Oh.
And then before that, there was quite a very long lineage going all the way back to, I think it was 1969 was the first one, with the 240Z. And they've always had a very similar shape, so if we, I'm just going to pull up so we can have a look at it.
Yeah.
So they've always had a very like classic kind of GT-esque shape, and I really like the new Z as well because it's kind of really capturing all the old styling cues from all the originals, going right through to like the roof shape for me is very like 350, 370 as well.
Yeah.
A really great kind of reinterpretation of an old design. Absolutely love it. Then performance-wise, so 350, 370 used to be normally aspirated like 3-point-something litre V6s. This one, 3-litre V6 twin turbo, so kind of going down the modern route that most manufacturers are doing with turboing. 400 horsepower this time though. Ooh. This thing is a bit of a rocket. In fact, one little fact, I'm going to go to cockpit for this one. So when they were developing the car, they wanted to try and reduce turbo lag as much as possible. And they kind of wanted to show off the engineering efforts. So if we look on the main dash, you can see we've got a gauge for boost. In fact, they liked it so much, there's another one just over kind of on the center console there. If I pan across a little bit more, there's also one for turbo speed. That's just to show how quickly the turbo's spooling up. So it and boost kind of trend together. I really like it. It's a real like engineering nerdiness to show the actual speed of the turbo and the fact it does spool up really quickly.
The average car driver may not be interested, but if you own a car like this, then you are the person who would be interested.
Even if you're not interested, you have some cool gauges that are wiggling around, so it's cool.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely love this thing. And another little fact I've got on it, that rear spoiler you see. So the car that like Nissan showed off, the kind of what's being dubbed the Proto, and we did have one on the table earlier.
Oh, it's gone.
It didn't have that, but again, some engineers realised the car wasn't as aerodynamically stable as they wanted at speed without a spoiler. So there is the spoiler is standard on it, but you can opt to not have it, and your car will be limited to a lower top speed, so it's safer.
Okay. That'll be the section of the show, just spoiler alert, and it's just you can
just me talking about spoilers.
Very cool. Yeah, obviously testing the durability of it as we've raised here.
Yeah, I'm not driving very well today, am I?
It's just a lot of pressure to be under. We've all had a lot of sleep, so we're gonna. I also have notes here that the interior on the Z is actually really special as well. Obviously, we just looked at the boost dial there, but is there anything else we can have a look at?
I think in general it's using that same kind of ethos of trying to hark back to the full lineage of Zs. So the interior is very reminiscent of previous ones, but obviously brought into the kind of more modern era as I run through some Armco.
It's so durable. It's amazing. Just don't make them like they used to.
And the steering wheel shape as well pays homage to the legendary R32 GTR, otherwise known as Godzilla. So there's some really nice like Nissan history in this car.
And the Nissan Z coming to Forza Horizon 5 is special for other reasons as well, isn't it, Chris? Because the community have very much requested this one.
It's been a massive community request, this one, and it's really great to get it in.
Absolutely. And how can we earn it, Kelly?
So it's available in the summer season for 20 points.
20 points summer season. You heard, you can earn the Nissan Z next Thursday when summer starts in the new Japanese Automotive Series update. And stick around because we'll have loads more details on all the series update content, including more reward cars, upgrade parts, a new event lab prop pack, and a whole lot more coming up on Let's Go right after Forza Monthly. And lest you forget, the first ever Golden Tank Awards will also be part of today's Let's Go stream. The Golden Tanks are Forza's recognition of the best made event lab creations the community has produced since the launch of Forza Horizon 5. We received hundreds of entries which have been narrowed down to 4 nominees for each of the 5 categories. And now it's time to decide the winners. Kelly and Chris will be joining us for the Golden Tanks. It's a very prestigious event, of course. It's going to be a ton of fun. So were you part of the Playground Games voting committees? Yeah?
Yeah. I definitely picked one of them.
I was looking to you because I was like, do we give away this secret?
Yeah, we give them that way?
Secret sauce. Yeah, it's a secret out now. Okay.
I was also part of the committee.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've got a touch in there, a personal touch, personal hand. I mean, I can't wait. It's going to be a wonderful event that is definitely somewhere in Mexico and definitely not here in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Yeah. Kelly and Chris, it's been absolutely fantastic chatting with you and seeing you both here in person again. And I'm sure we'll be back real soon. Thank you for joining us.
Great to be.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're at the halfway point of our show today, and if you're thinking now would be a good time for a little snack, then have we got the treat for you, because Forza Horizon 5 and Oreo have teamed up to create the most playful car you'll ever drive. Adorned in a delicious cookies and cream livery, this 2009 Pagani Zonda Cinque Roadster Oreo Edition proves that no adventure is complete without some tasty Oreo treats. This car is available to drive in-game on Tuesday, January 31st for Forza Horizon 5 players who purchase an Xbox-branded Special Edition Oreo pack in any of the participating EMEA regions. Regional restrictions apply. Please check out our Forza support FAQ linked in chat or the video description for the full list of participating countries. And now it's time for our community spotlight. Our guests today are 1 Hour of Racing, a name you've likely heard on the show before. They are an online Forza community and competitive racing league, and today they are unveiling something special. Let's have a look. Welcome to Forza Monthly. It's great to have you on the show. You're both from 1 Hour of Racing, so why don't we start by if you introduce yourselves, let us know your name, and what exactly it is you do within the group.
Hello, thank you for having us. My name is Clark. I am one of the founders of 1 Hour Racing, and I am part of the admin team.
And then I'm Scatterbolt. I'm the head of PR, media, and overall the spokesman for this new season for 1 Hour of Racing, that being Road to Motorsport.
Amazing. I mean, we just watched a video just now, which was an absolute work of art, and we have plenty of questions for you on Season 3. But there's a lot of folks behind the curtain making these events happen alongside yourselves, right? So let's talk about 1 Hour of Racing and talk about exactly what you do, what you are, and how you got started. So what was it that got you starting this whole thing?
So 1 Hour of Racing was actually started by a fellow member named Aspect 11. And I had stumbled upon his Reddit post advertising him wanting to run a racing league in Forza Horizon 4 during the summer of 2021. And I had joined, and just then there was maybe like 10 people racing. And he and I got to talking because we both had a love for the Fanatec GT World Challenge, which is, you know, the GT3 cars. And we're like, you know, we really like this. What if we made a racing series that, you know, we drew inspiration from that, from the IRL stuff. So we got started, and that's we've taken inspiration from that and built 1HR to what it is today. So today we run the best and unique racing experience that Forza Horizon 5 can offer. We are a community that caters to all skill levels for all the drivers. And we typically run 1 hour races, drawing homage to that IRL race. And if you're someone who has 0 hours in the game or hundreds of hours, we are the home to all skill levels. And we just come race with us if you guys want to.
Yeah, amazing. So, Scattervault, so talk me through a race weekend. What are the races like typically?
Yeah, sure. So first note, our races are bi-weekly. So we have a race on one weekend, and then the following weekend is just a rest week, which you're welcome to do any practice on for any of our share codes for any of the upcoming rounds now or in the future. But for an actual race weekend, we have qualifying sessions set up in our Discord server, and there you can choose what qualifying session you want to set up for, whether it be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and those are held across Friday through Saturday. And then once you get your qualifying time placed in the formation, then there you can go ahead and get your grid placement for your division. And on the actual race day, with your qualifying time, you're going to go ahead and set up in a formation lap, because Forza Horizon 5 doesn't have like a custom grid, sort of like what Motorsport already has. So with Forza Horizon 5, we do a formation lap. So we do a staggered formation, first place, second place, third place, so on and so forth, line up behind each other. And they do the first lap of the race, just kind of warming up their tires, kind of like the real thing. And then once lap 2 starts, that's when everyone can go ahead and get started with the race.
Amazing. And this video is really helpful as well. It just displays it all out. Really, really easy to see, really easy to follow, which is a really cool resource to have to show everybody how it works. You just announced Season 3, as the video we just watched at the beginning was. And that was a first glimpse of what you've been cooking up. So fill us in. What exactly is new for Season 3?
Yeah. So more or less, it's a continuation of our goals from Season 2, which are to make the cars even more balanced and closer for more fun racing on, at this point, the best of the best when it comes to tracks, because this could be our last season in Forza Horizon 5, so we want to make sure we go out with a bang. So for our 5 cars that we chose, they were the best in terms of power, aerodynamic drag, handling, and ease of use for all skill levels. And then for our 6 tracks, we wanted to go with some regular tracks you could find in Forza Horizon 5 through the base map, but a few of them are complete custom sky tracks, like our Skyway Grand Prix, which you may actually be able to try out in an upcoming Forza seasonal in an event lab event. So that is really exciting. And yeah, more or less a continuation of our goals from Season 2, and we've been working harder and earlier at achieving those goals.
Amazing. So do you broadcast these races at all? Can people watch them?
Oh yeah, we do. Our main event is always going to be held on our 1 Hour of Racing Twitch channel, and there you can check out a brilliant casting session with the help of Sappy, who is helping bringing these races to life, which are exclusively held in our Heat 1 of Division 1. So our best of the best, the top 12 players who have qualified for a round in our highest division. And there is where our best racing is going to be held. And hopefully the production values, the grid placement, Sappy's commentary, hopefully bring together a really nice and exciting event that you can watch yourself if you want to take some inspiration from some of the best players in the game who are competing in our races.
Incredible. The production value as well looks awesome. So fantastic work. What are your future plans then for 1 hour of racing? Got anything in the works?
So going forward, we are planning on keeping our feet in both doors, both in Forza Horizon and in Motorsport. Just from the little information that we have been given by the developers of the new game, we are so excited for pit stops coming to Motorsport, the new dynamic weather system, the new physics, tire well, just all of it. And it's just making us really excited to adapt what we have put on in Forza Horizon into a Motorsport, more, gritty game. And we're just so excited, but we're also planning on sticking with the Forza Horizon series and doing it more laid back to keep the people who like the creative side of things and custom tracks or racing on whatever car they want to build in that series.
Absolutely. You can definitely cater to 2 very different vibes of racing there. So if that sounds good, how would a person join 1 hour of racing?
So there's a few ways you can do this. The simplest way is to open up your web browser and type in discord.gg/1HOR. Or from what I've been told, you can use this really special stream command right now called !1HOR. And there you'll get a Discord link in the Twitch chat where you can join our Discord server. And just note, we are officially revealing that we are doing 1 hour of racing season 3 today, but we'll actually be launching it, including our launch day live stream on our own Twitch channel, which we'll be hosting our races on, which will get into all the nitty-gritty details of the cars, the tracks, the rules, all the specifics on Sunday, same time as we host races. And then once we finish that live stream, we'll officially open up the floodgates so you can register your driver number, your car, and your Xbox username, where we can then tag you for upcoming rounds, and you can officially start scoring points in our 1 hour of racing championship. So to recap, discord.gg/1HOR or use the !1HOR command in the Twitch chat.
Absolute professional. You should be here doing my job. That was so smooth, seamless. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us today, Sunday, on the 1 hour of racing Twitch channel, if you want to catch that yourself and get involved. It's been a joy catching up with you, and good luck with season 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if there's someone you'd like to nominate for a future Community Spotlight, you can do so at aka.ms/Community Spotlight. And there's more community news up next, but first, a look at last month's official Forza livery contest winners. Enjoy! Well, now is the time I'm usually joined by Turn 10 Community Manager Ali Tack, but instead of me interviewing him today, he sat down with a few folks to discuss how Turn 10 run and judge the official livery and photo contests on the Forza forums. So, here's that.
Alright, welcome behind the scenes. To my left is foremost Forzatographer Broken Vegetable, and to my right, we've got Keeper of the Forum, it's Mancio Max. And today we're going to tell you a little more about the official Forza livery and photo competitions.
Yeah, of course, Forza players have known for years that we have these features that enable content creation in the game, and we've had photo and livery competitions in the past. What we've done in the past year, though, on the community team side is to try to elevate and bring more attention to the creators, particularly on our website, Forza.net. We have a community page where we feature winners of the photo and livery competitions each week with their gamer tag, photo, and share code of the content. We've had over 100 winners in photos and 100 winners in liveries. Since we started this, we also see first-timers win, and it's really been fantastic to see the participation.
And for those of you that would like to take part in our photo or livery competitions, you can share the photos or liveries in-game with a keyword in the description, which can be found on Forza.net under the Community Hub tab. You just place those in the description when you share in-game or submit them on the Forza.net website and make sure that we see your submissions.
At the end of 2022, we put together a thread which showed off all of the different winners from the livery side and the photo side of the competition, and we wanted to take a moment now at the beginning of the year to honour a few of them. We've picked out a couple of each that just kind of tickled us, and I think Broken Vegetable is going to kick us off.
And by any stretch of the mind, winning a weekly photo comp is anybody's goal. Winning a couple is an achievement, and to do it more than 10 times in a year definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Rogues has done this. And let me just quote him by saying, Forza means to me community, creativity, and shared ideas. I still feel like the new kid on the block when it comes to virtual photography, but the inspiration and encouragement I receive from the community members around me fuels me and helps me keep improving and learning. Something that everyone in Forza can relate to, being a part of a community that inspires and encourages the very best out of each of us. And as for Paint's Fallen Wolf, as with anything that is well done, it takes time. To create works of art using preset shapes already is hard enough. However, when you see the works of art that have been created using them in Forza, sometimes you are in disbelief. For Fallen Wolf, anything that comes to mind can be rendered in Forza for anyone to see. Let me quote Fallen Wolf by saying, winning is not the most important thing. What counts is the pleasure I get from creating in Forza. These are amazing games, and they give us a lot of possibilities, and the recognition I have gained encourages me to make things even better.
Among the photographers, one standout among the winners for me has been user Wow That's Cool 192. It's fantastic entries across multiple weeks, and even within each week it's been difficult to decide which of the photos submitted should be the ones for competition, and week after week all are fantastic. There's a vibe to the photos, whether it's architecture or nature or action shots, that really comes across, and one particular standout is the week 44 sunset shot. Just blew me away. On the livery side, user Oignon75 has won 4 times, and I expect will win more. Focus on racing livery design types, and in particular, the week 40 shot you see of the Dodge Charger. The way the colors are crisp and vibrant, and the vinyl usage just makes me want to go racing in those cars, whether they're classic muscle or modern race cars.
One of my favorite things about this whole competition is the way that some users can show up that you've never heard of and win one week and then just never come back again. And so I'm going to have a few different one-hit wonders that I'm going to shout out. That's my excuse for not picking just one person. The first of them is Zutesu with the amazing anime 370Z. I remember this when it came up in the week, and I loved it ever since. It's been sitting on my 370Z in game, and it's brilliant. For a second anime car, I love Formula Lob's Liqui Mori BMW M2. That one's really cool. And then also I wanted to shout out Smokin' Devil's Porsche 911 C2, which is kind of more of a race car. I do like race cars as well, so, it ticks a lot of boxes for me. On the photo side of things, Broken Nightmare has this amazing photo. I think this is how David Lynch shows up to pick up his kids from school. It's in the Plymouth Fury, and it looks brilliant. It's so moody. We've got Minarari's Lotus as well that I wanted to mention. This one just has that sort of auto magazine vibe. It could just go straight into a glossy page, I think. And then finally, I wanted to shout out Lazzy, who captured this Toyota Supra in just an outrageous drift position. The shot has so much like a dynamic feel to it. Really shows off the car whipping around the corner. And so, yeah, I had to put that one in as well.
Yeah, we see a lot of great entries from first-timers win, or whether they don't, they still get to participate. We get to see content that is funny, that is mind-blowing on how they achieve the shot, really spectacular framing, all sorts of designs. And it's really a highlight of our week to be able to go through this content and then a struggle to vote on it and decide who becomes the winners. But it's all there in the forums for everybody to see and participate in and share with each other. And we really look forward to the content you submit over the next year.
The more content we have each week, the more we can help feature those that create Forza. If you want to be featured, all you have to do is keep submitting to us so that we can see. Inspiration drives creation, and sharing that creation can inspire. Let's show everyone what our community can create.
Hey, well, thank you so much, Broken Vegetable. Thank you, Mantio Max, for all of your time. And also, I can't wait to see you all next week when we'll be doing more shortlisting for the UGC competitions. See you later, guys.
Thanks, Alec.
Thanks.
And if you want to try your hand at either of the official contests, head over to the Forza forums and join in the fun with the other painters, photographers and fans. There are in-game prizes on offer for the weekly winners, and your creations can even find their way onto the show. A few more community announcements before we wrap up the show though. First, there is a Rivals event going on right now for Forza Motorsport 7 players. Get behind the wheel of the Pagani Huayra at Daytona, the perfect place with high banking to get the most of those 762 horsepower. Set a lap and you'll get the Viva Pinata driver gear. Plus, there's a clown driver gear for everyone who puts a clean lap time on the board. And of course, there are loads of events to get involved with in the Forza community this week. Let's check out a few of them, why not? The Rusty Garage Porsche Cup continues and is a great place for some spec racing, while the RBHM Time Travel Trophy offers a variety of cars to test your skills. If you're looking for a fun, relaxed evening, why not check out the FTC Racing Academy? And with that, we are at the end of our show, but do not despair because there's more Forza coming up in just a few minutes. Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go starts right after this. Playground Games and I will break down the Japanese Automotive Series update in full, as well as unveiling the first ever Golden Tank Awards. So get comfy, because we're basically just getting started. And then tune in tomorrow and every Friday for Forza Friday, a weekly stream hosted by members of Tan 10 Studios. A huge thank you to Chris Sasaki, Playground Games, 1 Hour of Racing, and Ali Tak for spending time with us today. And thank you all for watching, as always. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.